Welcome to our countdown of the deadliest animals in the world. Today we'll be looking at the top 5 animals with the highest kill count per year. From the venomous to the parasitic, these creatures represent a formidable force of nature, capable of inflicting death upon thousands, even millions each year. Join me as we venture into the heart of the animal kingdom and explore the lives and deaths associated with these formidable creatures. The mosquito, a creature so small, so seemingly insignificant, yet this tiny insect holds the grim title of the deadliest animal on Earth. Every year, mosquitoes are responsible for over 1 million deaths, more than any other creature on our planet. Their weapon? Not sharp teeth or powerful claws, but a tiny bite, capable of transmitting a host of deadly diseases. Malaria, dengue fever, Zika virus. These are just a few of the deadly illnesses carried by mosquitoes. They thrive in warm, humid climates, particularly in regions with limited access to healthcare and preventative measures. The female mosquito, needing protein for her eggs, seeks out a blood meal, her bite injecting these deadly parasites into the bloodstream of unsuspecting victims. The consequences can be devastating. Malaria alone claims the lives of hundreds of thousands of children every year, primarily in sub-Saharan Africa. But the mosquito's reign of terror doesn't stop there. Dengue fever, with its debilitating flu-like symptoms, affects millions more, pushing healthcare systems to their limits. The fight against mosquito-borne illnesses is a constant battle. Insecticide-treated nets, indoor spraying, and anti-malarial medications are all crucial tools in this fight. Efforts are also underway to develop effective vaccines and genetically modify mosquitoes to resist these deadly parasites. It is a sobering thought, but we humans are the second deadliest animals on Earth. With an estimated 475,000 deaths attributed to homicide each year, our capacity for violence against our own kind is a stark reminder of the darker side of human nature. From wars and conflicts to acts of individual violence, we have developed countless ways to inflict harm upon one another. The reasons behind this violence are complex and varied, often rooted in poverty, inequality, and access to resources. But regardless of the cause, the consequences are always devastating, leaving behind shattered families, communities torn apart, and a legacy of pain and suffering. It is a tragic irony that a species capable of such compassion, creativity, and cooperation is also capable of such brutality and destruction. However, it is important to remember that we are not slaves to our nature. We have the capacity for change, for empathy, for peace. It is through understanding, education, and addressing the root causes of violence that we can hope to create a safer, more peaceful world for all. Slithering through tall grasses, lurking in shadowy crevices, snakes have long been creatures shrouded in myth and fear. And for good reason, for their venomous bites claim the lives of tens of thousands of people each year. With over 3,000 species of snakes worldwide, only a small fraction are venomous to humans. But for those that are, their bites can be deadly, injecting potent toxins that attack the nervous system, blood and tissues. The effects of snake venom vary depending on the species, but can include paralysis, bleeding disorders, tissue damage, and even organ failure. Many venomous snakes inhabit tropical and subtropical regions, where they play a crucial role in controlling rodent populations. However, encounters between humans and snakes are often accidental, occurring in fields, forests, and even backyards. The good news is that most snake bites are preventable. Wearing protective footwear, being cautious in areas where snakes are known to live, and avoiding contact with snakes are all important steps in staying safe. And thanks to the development of antivenom, a life-saving medication that neutralizes snake venom, many lives are saved each year. Dogs, our loyal companions, have earned a special place in our hearts and homes. But even man's best friend can pose a deadly threat, not through aggression, but through a silent killer: rabies. Rabies is a viral disease that attacks the central nervous system, causing inflammation of the brain and spinal cord. It is most commonly transmitted through the bite of an infected animal, with dogs being responsible for the vast majority of human cases. Once symptoms of rabies appear, the disease is almost always fatal, but the good news is that rabies is entirely preventable through vaccination. Vaccinating dogs against rabies not only protects our furry companions, but also creates a critical barrier to prevent the spread of the virus to humans. In many parts of the world, particularly in rural communities, access to rabies vaccination for dogs is limited, putting people at risk. Education and awareness campaigns are crucial in promoting responsible pet ownership, including the importance of rabies vaccination and preventing dog bites. In the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, a tiny insect no larger than a housefly spreads a disease that can have devastating consequences. This is the tsetse fly, and its bite carries the parasite responsible for African trypanosomiasis, more commonly known as sleeping sickness. Sleeping sickness is a debilitating and often fatal disease that affects the central nervous system. Early symptoms include fever, headaches, and joint pain, but as the disease progresses, it can lead to confusion, personality changes, and eventually coma and death. The tsetse fly thrives in rural areas, particularly near rivers and forests, where it feeds on the blood of animals and humans alike. This makes people living in these areas, particularly those who rely on agriculture and livestock, particularly vulnerable to the disease. Controlling the tsetse fly population is crucial in preventing the spread of sleeping sickness. This involves a combination of methods, including insecticide-treated traps, targeted spraying of infested areas, and even the release of sterile male flies to disrupt the breeding cycle. Early diagnosis and treatment are also essential in improving the chances of survival for those infected with sleeping sickness. And there you have it, the top 5 deadliest animals in the world. Remember, while these creatures are dangerous, many of these deaths are preventable with proper precautions and medical care. By understanding the risks these animals pose and taking appropriate steps to protect ourselves and our communities, we can coexist more safely with the natural world. Stay safe and thanks for watching.